ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Dun 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 dun. All right, we are live. It says we are live now. Ho, hey everybody, how's it going? It's good to see you today on the Speak and See show. I ask you to like, subscribe, click that notification button so that when I get information out, you can get information in. Before we move forward today, everybody can say hello to Joseph Dreamhouse. We all
All
know
right.
her on YouTube as Joseph Dreamhouse. Her real name is Fran, but I don't know what do you want us to call you today, Fran or Joseph Dreamhouse?
And it's
Fran
fine.
is fine. Okay, cool. I want to give a quick shout out to also to Danny Romero. She did your article for Yahoo.
Yes, she did.
She did a great job because I'm really skeptical what reading articles when you send me that link. Say, hey, look, I'm on. You sent me a link in the text saying I'm on Yahoo, and I was like, an article. Oh no. What's the media going to do with this? They usually spin it and say the SBA is doing such a great job,
Right.
And then I read your article, and Danny Romero was right on time. So she pretty much gave everything that was happening in your story to it was the truth. It sounded pretty legit. It was really good, I thought. Anyway, but shout out to Danny Romero right now. Shout out to Jason McElhone. Hope you're doing all right there, brother. We
I
and
did.
uh, and yeah, say hi to Jason. Here's the thing about Fran. Okay, I gotta admit, me and Fran have been talking for a while on email. We have, and I think that she's using me to get to you, Jason. She's using me to. I think.
No, I love you, Steve. No way. No way.
No,
You're my
no, no.
thing. Jason, I'm going to tell you right now, I like you, but I love Speak.
Hey, yay. No, I'm just
You're
kidding.
my fave.
I love you, baby. But anyway, guys, give it up for Fran. Joseph Dreamhouse, you all probably know her in the comments. You know that she puts out beautiful comments. She's very encouraging, and she's just a blessing to be around. So we're just going to go off with the story that she is going through with the SBA right now. And I'm going to let her pretty much vent and get it out because everybody out there, there's so many of you that are going through the exact same thing that Fran is going with. And you're on your last leg, literally like on your last leg to get that loan. And then you get declined. And it's just like this, what just happened? So guys, give it up for Fran, and hope this is encouraging to everybody out there. Floor is yours, Fran. Guess what happened?
Okay, so let me kind of start back. The world shut down last year in March, right, because of COVID, and no one expected COVID to happen.
Yeah.
And myself, because of what my organization does, we provide food for families suffering from food insecurity. We never shut down. We were on the front lines from day one till this very present day. No one has had vacation in my staff. We've just been going, going, going. Because although things are trying to open back to normalcy, the reality of the fact is that COVID is still kind of out there. There are variants and people are still getting sick and still passing away and things of that nature. So when we started, I think the idol, when we all kind of heard about the grant and the idol was like around the end of March,
Yeah.
April.
Yep. Yep.
I applied in April.
Yeah. Yeah. That's when not most people applied there.
And so at that time, we were under Carranza, whatever her administration, and it was supposed to be $10,000 whether you wanted the loan or not.
Yeah.
So I knew that I would probably need the loan as well as the grant. So because at that time I had 5 employees and they were not actually full W-2 employees yet,
Mhm.
I was given $5,000 for the grant. And I didn't want to be collateralized, not thinking that we would still be in a pandemic. I accepted a smaller loan that would keep me under collateralization, which was 24,900.
Okay.
Which was I was funded for that. I got the grant of 5,000 in May of last year, and I got the loan in June.
Okay.
Fast forward now, we are a year, 16 months into this pandemic still. Um, the new administration changed the rules on us and told us we would not get our balance that we've all been fighting for S513 to come to the floor.
Right.
And no one's hearing us out now. So we went from $1,000 per employee to now you have to live in a certain, well, your business has to be located in a low income area.
Right.
Well, for me, I rent from a Christian school, 2 trailers for my facility. It happens to be in a mid to high income area. I just happen to have a great deal. They offered me a great deal. Who wouldn't take it?
Yeah. Right.
Especially
Yep.
when there's so much chaos going on. And for what I do, you want to make sure that you're secure. So I'm kind
Yeah.
of happy I'm in that area. However, I'm being penalized like a lot of small businesses.
Hmm.
COVID, when it came out, it affected everyone. It didn't care if you were rich, poor, white, black, brown,
Amen.
yellow, green. It came for everyone.
Yeah.
That said, because it came for everyone, it affected all small businesses, including mine as a nonprofit. But because I'm located in that area, I am not going to receive any targeted EIDL, even though I had the 30% loss. I am not going to receive the supplemental, even though I have more than 50% loss, because to date, I've lost over 67 donors in a year.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And out
Wow.
of those people, 15 of them have become my client. These were people who supported me for years, who made it well over six figures, that lost their jobs. And now 15 of them have become my clients that I deliver to on a weekly basis.
Oh,
So this is
wow.
what I'm saying to you. They're trying to hold on to their homes that they worked so hard to buy,
Hmm.
and support with their utilities and whatever that they can, that they don't have the extra means to buy food. You know, the thing is that people don't understand, like, when they had the television cameras and you saw all these long, massive, I'm like, hunger in America is real.
Yeah.
People have a misconception. They think like because the cameras are gone, that everything is back to normal.
Right.
Not everybody qualifies for the aid of SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition, Assistance Program.
Right.
As a matter
Right.
of fact, I have more than half of my families fall under the threshold between $3 and $16 that they can't get it. I have one particular family. The little boy is 4. He's waiting for a liver transplant. The father had a transplant last year, and the daughter has to get tested every 6 months.
Oh, wow.
They fell under the threshold of $3, so they were not able to get SNAP benefits. So I am their lifeline, literally,
Yeah. Yeah.
every week, of bringing them food and necessities like shampoo, lotion, whatever, because the money that they receive from the dad having liver transplant and the children get a little supplemental, is just enough to pay the rent and utilities and their car insurance, nothing else.
Right.
So without me, they would literally starve to death. And I
Wow.
have several cases like that. And my families, I told you, who are donors, are just barely scraping by to keep whatever they've built so hard,
I went onto your website. I was there yesterday too, and I saw that clip of that long line of people.
Yes,
Is that your
yes.
place that's handing out them, giving them food
That's
and?
yeah, that's one of my other places in Miami that I support. Yes.
Wow, wow, that's just
Yes.
amazing that you guys are doing that, and that's something that you can't stop. The people are
And
still.
actually, I didn't have the whole entire clip. It went miles down.
You were. It was packed. People were
Yes.
in line. I mean, and cars were. I mean, it was just packed. And that did not look to me to be a high income community. It looked to me like there was like a mid. It wasn't like a high end. So I was thinking you should get the rest of your grant for sure.
No,
That
see,
one
because
being
that was
there.
one of my other because I take care of Broward and Miami. I take care of two
Oh,
counties.
right.
That so
Wow.
that was that. But my main location is my other location that if you looked at my website that you saw like the carts, the shopping carts coming out
Yeah.
of, you know, that is a mid to high income area,
It
and that's
shouldn't
where my
matter
main
what the
base
income
is.
area is. It should not have.
I agree with you 100% because here's the thing, right? Hunger could be your next door neighbor.
Oh yeah.
Hunger hunger has no age, no race, no gender, no ethnic background, nor no zip code. That's
Right.
the reality.
Yeah.
Because COVID didn't discriminate. Hunger doesn't discriminate either.
Yeah.
You could be doing well today and something happens and you're not doing well tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they have no concept, the SBA, what they're doing. They're playing with people's lives. Yes, mine is a nonprofit. I'm doing, charity work, humanitarian work to the community. But there are other people that have vital businesses as well that are small businesses that are truly affected by how the SBA is treating us,
Sure.
saying that we shouldn't get the balance of our 10K, saying that even the supplemental, you're not entitled to it. It's like we're not entitled to anything. And then now I was hopeful since I was like, we're not going to get that for now as we continue, but we will eventually get it. But
Sure.
it's an uphill battle. So I
Yeah.
said, when they came out with the 24-month of working capital on April 6th, I was excited. I said, okay, this at least can take me forward. Because here's the fact. I did not, let me tell you, in 2019, I fed 668,064 individuals. That was in 2019. In
Wow.
2020, COVID, I fed 161,000 people.
Wow.
I'm already right now to date as of June at 68683 individuals. This is June. I still have another 6 months to go on that. And I will probably surpass my numbers of 161. And I had to
Wow.
stop taking families as of last month because I just can't afford. So I'm trying to refer them out or
Right.
make a one-time, delivery to them. And that breaks my heart because I'm in here to help people and I can't afford to feed them anymore.
Wow.
I can only keep the families I have now, which is over 161,000, so this is like major what's going on. And in the SBA, I applied for the 24-month of working capital on April 7th.
Mm-hmm.
I would call twice a week and I would we're still waiting for your transcript. We're still waiting for your transcript. That changed after 9 weeks of processing. They started telling me that we have everything we need. This is what I was told. And you have to wait for a loan officer. Okay, so now I'm into week 12, going into week 13. I said, I've got to do something else. I contacted Danny Romero.
Uh-huh.
She called me right back. She was, so involved in my story and she wanted to put it out.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, she called me yesterday and I'm going to have a live interview with her on Thursday coming up as well.
Oh, awesome.
So
Awesome.
at that point, I said, well, let me contact this Herbert Austin everyone's talking about. So I contacted Herbert on Tuesday of this week. He replied, he was, very responsive, but not helpful. He said to me, well, I'm very sorry, but I don't deal with disaster relief. And I said, this is a major crisis for me. How can you help me? And he says, well, I will give you some information for the people. Someone in Texas, I'll send you their email. That's what he said to me via email. And I'll give you 2 people in Florida. And since you're in South Florida, you can contact this lady, Jonille Hean.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, it would help me out even more if you can contact her on my behalf and let her know that I'll be emailing her. So what he did was take my email that I sent him, forward it, and put her information in there and the other 2 people, and told her, Mr. Glover, by the way, I'm Mrs. Glover,
Okay.
Glover would be contacting you. And that was it.
Right.
And so I adjusted the email that I sent to him, sent someone something adaptation specifically for her, and she never responded to me. So now Thursday morning, I get a call from a loan specialist and said, you contacted the district manager of the SBA. I'm calling you back. I said, okay, hello, how can you help me? And she says to me, well, when you did your application back in April of last year, you selected that you were S Corp. I said, yes, because she says, you're a nonprofit, right? I said, yes. She says, well, you shouldn't have selected that. I said, well, there was nothing there but sole proprietor, S Corp, and C Corp,
Mm-hmm.
C Corporation. And she said, you should select the other. I said, there was no other, or I would have selected it.
Yeah.
She goes, anyway, they try to pull the wrong transcript for you. So now you're talking about 12 weeks going by. You realize that you've had the wrong thing for me and no one contacts me. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna hold on one second
Mhm.
because where you're at right now is you're saying you waited 12 weeks, right?
Yes,
To find out that they don't have the information they need.
correct. And I was told 3 weeks before that they have everything they need. It's just a loan officer.
Okay.
So she says, you're public record because you're a nonprofit. I pulled up your information. I have it. I said, okay, how can we move this process along? She says, unfortunately, I'm not allowed, I cannot approve loans. I said, so how can you help me? How can we move this process along? She says, well, let me look. She says, send me a copy of your driver's license. So I'm getting happy, right? So I sent her all that information. She's like, I'm going to stay on to make sure, I've received it from you. Sent it to her. I said, what else do you think I'll need? She says, well, they might ask you for insurance. I said, hold on. Now, mind you, the insurance I have, it only goes up to a certain limit, the hazard insurance, but of course I have liability, it has a bigger limit. So I sent her all,
Right.
the liability as well as the hazard.
Okay.
And she says, okay, I have that. I said, what else do you think they'll need? I said, I know I'm going to send her the board of resolution letter that we had we had a meeting in April when they told me I can go ahead and ask for the loan.
Okay.
And I sent her that. She goes, oh, this is great and nice, but we're going to need our own. So she sent me their form. So I held an emergency meeting that night with my board, had everyone sign it,
Okay.
and I sent it back to her yesterday morning. And she received it and she says, I got everything you need, but I'm going to try to expedite it for you. However, it can take 2 to 3 weeks or possibly longer to receive a call from a loan officer. And I said, is there anything else you could do? Because we're really in dire straits. I have maxed out my credit cards and, because I didn't want to alarm my employees or send them to the employment line because without them, I can't take care of all these people.
Right.
So I've just been funding payroll through my personal credit cards.
So what are they
I've
saying?
been
They'll call
buying
you in 2 to
food
3
for
weeks
clients.
now?
I am, pardon?
They say they're calling you in 2 to 3 weeks now?
For 3 weeks, possibly longer.
Okay, so you're using
And she
credit.
said to me, I'm not the only file being expedited.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
So fast forward last night around 1:30 in the morning, because I don't sleep much, I'm always doing some sort of work. She said, I got an email stating that I was, declined for the loan. And the letter is so appalling to me because it's always like, oh, we're here for small businesses and we want to do our best to help fund everyone. I'm like, this letter's so full of it.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how, they really bring off in the letter how they genuinely care about you, how they really want to help you. And then says unverifiable information, but it doesn't state what the unverifiable information is, which is, so if you're someone, you're like, well, if I didn't speak to her, I would have no idea what that is.
Right.
Now they give you,
Because right now you have no idea.
I have no idea. I mean, I kind of have an idea based on her conversation, but I have no idea.
Right. But they should have put unverifiable information. We need this, this, and this.
Yes.
You send that to them and call it a day.
And then it says, if you disagree with this, you can email P-Recon, and I'm like,
right.
Okay, so now I'm back after waiting 12 and a half weeks. I got pulled out of queue to be denied, just to have to go back into a line again. Meanwhile, families can't wait.
Yeah.
Your families can't wait.
And you're on your last dime right now, right?
I am literally on my last dime. I mean, this is the last payroll I'm going to be able to make on the 15th. My credit cards are like maxed out now.
Wow.
And I'm like, I've said nothing to my employees, obviously, because I don't want them to worry. They have families and they work way beyond their hours. Mm-hmm. And then let me tell you the story regarding the SBA with the PPP for me as well.
Okay.
I got really screwed over with that because at that time, my employees were not fully W-2s, okay? I became, the second quarter of last year is when I started putting everyone on W-2s. So I would apply to Blue Vine, all these different places, be denied because they wanted to see 4 quarters of 941s. That's what you do when you have W-2 employees. I only had 3. Okay. So they would all deny me. Finally, PayPal picked me up. But when PayPal picked me up, they did my calculations based on 1 year, 12 months, as opposed to 7 months that I had the employees. So instead of getting a PPP for 2.5 months, I got it for 5 weeks. So I only received half of the money.
Wow.
Which went literally in.
And they can't amend that. That's what you get from PPP is what you get.
Yeah, it was gone into. So I was like, can you speak to anyone at SBA and explain to them the situation? I have valid employees, W-2s. They're like, no, that's it. No, it's been a horrible experience for me with the SBA. I'm not going to, and for someone, I've heard stories. I had someone who read my article last night. I'm going to say this to you. He read my article. He contacted me and he informed me that he works in the county jail. And he said 2 of the prisons told him that they received PPPs while they were in there. Yes. Meanwhile, I'm a legitimate business. Yeah. Okay. You can see my website. People could come down to my location. You could look at my taxes for years because it's public record and see that I'm a legitimate business and you're denying me.
Saying you're not.
You're not wanting to help me, because this is not about me speak.
I understand that.
About, humanitarian effort here, because with people losing their extra PUA from unemployment, others are just falling off of unemployment, people not being approved for SNAPs, what is going to happen to us? That's when crime is going to go up. And what's going on now? Mental health is a huge issue. Yeah. And if you can't feed your children at the bare minimum, you feel like a worthless person, you know what I'm saying? So yes. I provide that gap to at least give you some mental stability.
For sure.
Not just physical nutrition, but mental stability. And now I'm in a situation that I've said nothing to the clients nor my employees because I didn't want to alarm anyone while I carried this whole weight of trying to wait to receive funding and nothing for you to tell me that now I have to now wait another. I don't have that. Yeah. I don't have another payroll after the 15th left.
Right.
That means that my doors are shutting at the end of this month. I don't have that. I had reserves. Because remember, I fed 68,000 people in 2019, 161 in 2020. I'm already at over 68. What I did in 2019, I already surpassed that this year so far. So all the reserves I have is gone. Okay, and I'm just sitting here just buying stuff out of my pocket. And I'm buying them at retail prices, by the way.
Oh,
You know, the
wow.
stores are not cutting me breaks. I
Right.
have donors who are stores, but here's the issue as well with them, except for Whole Foods. A shout out to Whole Foods. They are always amazing and great, but some of the other stores,
Hmm.
they give you things that are from 2020. I mean, to me, it's disrespectful because
Totally.
if you're not going to eat it yourself, why do you think it's okay to give it to
No,
someone else?
that's not cool. You don't do
And
that.
what my particular organization does, because I'm a classic trained chef, is that I specifically cater to people's dietary needs. So if you have gastritis, if you have celiac disease, if you have high cholesterol, diabetes, cancer, I curtail the shopping list for you. I interview everyone. I know what everyone's dietary needs are, and my staff does too as they pack their foods for them. You
Right.
know, and I think that's really important because I don't want people getting sicker. I want them to be healthy so they can be productive individuals, you know? I
Yes.
want children to be able to have proper nutrition so they can learn. Because if they don't have proper nutrition, they're not able to learn
No,
effectively.
absolutely. No, your mind's got to be on that good. I mean,
And you talk about it's been a hard year for kids with the homeschooling. I mean, I myself am used to homeschooling because
I
I
am
taught
used
in the
to it.
homeschool environment and I actually love it. But
Yeah.
for many people, it's difficult for them, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But you know, my kids are home and they have to be able to concentrate. So
Yes.
I provide that gap, making sure that they have everything from the My Plate, USDA My Plate, you know, diet
Right.
to make sure that's encompassed for them.
For sure.
But USDA doesn't care. They talk about they care. The letter was just fake and phony. You care. But here I am. And you said that you verified that my business is public record, but you could do nothing for me. She should have took my file and brought it to a loan officer specifically. That's what she should have done.
It's so simple. It
But
really would have
instead, you
been
put me in
so
the queue.
simple.
And had I not contacted Herbert and he, you know, forwarded my email to that lady, I would have still been here waiting because I was lied for 3 weeks saying that they have everything they need. I was
Right.
just waiting for a loan officer.
Right.
I was literally told a lie.
Now, did you send them a voided check or anything like that for this one or no?
No, because she said that they had that already
Okay, they did.
from the bank records.
Okay.
So
So,
everything else that I know they didn't have, you know, the insurance for me because I had taken under 25,000 last year. So I
right.
made sure I said that. They didn't have a license, so I said that, you know. But they had an old resolution, board of resolution letter, but I sent them the one that it was notarized plus the one that they sent me. And I said, do you want me to get it notarized this one? She said, no, this will be suffice. You don't have to. So everything is there and I still can't get approved.
Wow.
Meanwhile, their families dependent upon me to help them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they can't go on SNAP. Unemployment is ending for many people. They're looking for jobs, but while you're looking for a job, you still have to survive, right? You still have to eat, right?
Yeah.
You still have to be able to maintain.
Yeah.
So now what? So I'm at a situation that I am just, you know, I'm not sure how many people are believers, but I'm a believer and I'm just praying like for a miracle because it's not about me. It really isn't. Because to be honest with you, I have another side business that's a for-profit business,
Mm,
okay, as a sole prop. I have not even addressed touching that because I
wow.
didn't really make a lot last year with the pandemic. You know, it's my cake and catering business. I've just been focused on the community because
Right.
that's what's important,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know.
right
And that
now,
loan amount for that is really low anyway, and that's fine. But I haven't even bothered with that. I don't even call to ask about that. I want to get this taken care of because this is priority.
that's the
And this
problem
time I
here.
went,
I think that that's the problem here is they're with the SBA. They're trying to prioritize certain areas and certain groups, but they're missing the big picture that when you prioritize anybody, you miss the most of the group. And
absolutely
what is happening here is if you're going to prioritize anybody, the first people that should be prioritized are people like you. I mean, I agree that all legit small business out there do deserve this money, but people who are giving to the needy,
right,
you're literally a lifeline in this pandemic. Without people like you, this pandemic would have been a lot worse.
right.
So
Because
why are you not the first one there getting this money? You should have been funded this money. I mean, I'm not trying to put you in front of the line now, but kind of am. Okay.
I understand.
I'm just saying that businesses like yours that are literally helping those families in this time
Right.
should have been funded already. It
Because get this, you know, a lot of people think that you know, the need for food is just for homeless, but that's not true. You have the working class people called the working poor that
yes.
the term for it,
Yeah.
that are people who are working and their paycheck just doesn't stretch. And
Mm-mm.
now you see the food prices going up.
Totally. It's bad.
You see the
Yeah.
gas prices going up. We do deliveries, so we're really paying at the tank delivering to these families. We also are purchasing food at retail cost, so it's really costing me even more because the stores don't cut me any deals. They don't,
Right.
because what my donors give are not enough. We're hopeful being the only one that really gives me sustainable, great things. They're not enough for me.
Right.
I have other stores that I'm not going to name their names that are not behaving properly, who are getting write-offs, okay? And they're giving me things from 2020, 2019. I mean, that's disrespectful, like I said.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what it does is that it ends up costing me time and money.
Mm-hmm.
My staff has to sort through that and throw it in the garbage. So that makes my trash pickup being additional, because I have to call for extra trash pickup. I have to pay my staff extra hours because they have to now sort through things that are not viable to give to families.
Right. Wow. That's just.
So it's just not cutting roses for us, and it's like, these are people who are out there really trying. Some of them have 2, 3 jobs, speak literally,
Yeah.
okay, trying to make ends meet, and they still can't cut it,
Wow.
you know? Because I could tell you, South Florida is really expensive,
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah. You're down in Fort
And-
Lauderdale, right?
right.
Yeah. That's Yes,
In,
that's expensive.
it's expensive.
Yes.
So, families are struggling. It's a real thing. Or you can have one emergency that throws your finances off for a month. Your car breaks down, God forbid.
Yeah.
Now, how are you going to feed your family? So I'm that lifeline. But now, for me having to tell families a month ago, I'm sorry, I can't take any more people. I've maxed out, but I can do a one-time delivery to you only, and I'll try to refer you to someone else. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got a call yesterday from a lady who has cancer. She made 6 figures. Okay. Her cancer got so bad, she had to leave her job. She called me for help. She has 2 sons, a single mom. I was like, I don't even have anything extra, but I had to take her on.
Wow.
When I'm
Wow.
done with you, I'm going to deliver to her. Literally, I could do nothing else, but I had to take her on, even though I've been telling a lot of people I can't do it anymore, because that story for me, a single mom, 2 boys, you
Wow.
know,
Yeah.
she made 6 figures, has a master's degree. And it was humbling for her to have to give me a call to ask for help.
I one time did a outreach. I'm a pastor too. I'm an ordained pastor. We did an outreach. This is when I was the praise and worship leader at this larger church. I was a praise and worship leader and youth minister. I did the kids, which is 10 times harder than the adults, and we did an event with our Miss Mary May downtown Tampa, and this was I don't know if you ever heard of her, but she's a beautiful, beautiful woman, and she's like 80 years old, and she's been given to the homeless people for years, years. Everybody, you go, Miss Mary, Miss Mary, everybody knows her when she walks down. But we were doing a homeless event for her, and the lead pastor, the executive pastor at our church, held a meeting for us before we went down with all this food, and gave it away and distributed it in the community. And I had personally been I was homeless when I was younger. I was like 19, 20, and I kind of got into an argument with my parents, and I was homeless for like a couple weeks. And I met a lot of homeless people on the streets during that time. During the meeting of our church that we had, the executive pastor says we need to give them tracts that are for kids because they can't really read well or this and that. And I got to thinking, these people that are homeless, they don't know. The executive pastor knew not what they were talking about, because these people are usually pretty smart people. They can all read, and you don't. I mean, so the executive pastor was trying to take a position where they really don't understand the homeless people, and they're giving them things they don't need instead of giving them the things they could use.
Right.
And that's kind of where I feel like the SBA is right now, is they're trying to take control over the small businesses, telling us what we need and who needs it, when they really don't know the inside scoop of what we need and who needs it.
Right.
And I feel like it's the blind trying to lead the ones that can see, instead of the other way around. We need to be leading them.
Right.
So I think that's kind of where this fits into all of this, is the SBA needs to see this video. Senators need to see it. Rubio and Rick Scott need to see this video. And Salazar.
Let me tell you,
And they
I
need
I had one of my staffers, and I wrote the letter. They were, that was their job, to just send out to every single congressman, even the ones in my local area.
Who is your Congresswoman?
And
Salazar?
No, Wasserman Schultz.
Oh, is it
And let
Schultz?
me tell you something. I did a turkey drive with her a couple years ago. She wanted to come volunteer again. Seemed really nice, and she has not contacted me back. She's been busy with Surfside. I've not heard like crickets. That's all I hear. Nothing. Okay. Last year, Rubio did get my loan for me, though. I contacted his office. They called me back. And because I was waiting on that, I did a consent form. This year, they asked me to send a consent form. I sent it. Crickets. Nothing. Nothing.
Maybe we'll get in
Not,
touch with Rubio after this. I will. I'll personally call his office as well. See if I can get in.
I have sent numerous letters, numerous emails to every, when I say every state, I went to every state.
Mhm.
A congressperson and Senate regarding my situation, not one. The nicest one I got back was Senator Kane, but said that he would try to see what he could do, but of course nothing happened, and here we are. We are now, what, July 10th, I
Yeah,
think it is.
yeah,
And I am denied, and families are dependent upon me, and I can not do anything after the next week and a half.
yeah. We're gonna try to speed that up. But not many times that I get directly involved with somebody on my channel like you. I don't like get directly involved, but I'd say I've done it like 15, maybe 20 times over the last year. Gotten directly involved and started to move. But when you reach somebody like you in a situation like yours, and there's not, I come to a point where there's not anything I can really do now. She's done everything right. You've done everything right, and there's a lot of people out there. Look, you've done everything right. People out there, you have done everything the way you were supposed to do it, the way they told you to do it, and you still got declined. And when you get to this point, the only thing you can do is basically load up the phones to the Congress, load up the phones to the Senate, and keep on calling the SBA, like literally bug the heck out of them, and hope that that works. And that's the point where I saw you were at with yours. You were at
Right.
that point where she's done everything. There's no
I mean,
more information I can tell her. She's actually, you're the one who told me to get the renter's insurance. You,
yes,
you said try renter's insurance, speak. I was like, really? I didn't even think of that.
yes,
And it worked. And I was able to relay that message to other people out there because here's
right.
Fran, of course, all she does is know how to help others. She doesn't know how to help herself, which I think I would like to see. Well, I'm sure you get blessings from above. I know you do.
Yes, of course.
But still, you need, he says, there's nobody he said, there's nobody who has given up their house and home in this lifetime that will not be rewarded in
Yeah,
this lifetime. He's not saying you're going to get rewarded when you're in heaven for doing what you're doing. He's saying now and in this lifetime, you will
right.
get a harvest. So I think it's your time. And I just we need to make sure, I'm going to let everybody on this channel know, I'm putting links down below for the GoFundMe. I would like anybody that can go click on GoFundMe. We are small businesses here. We are coming together. The government ain't going to do this for her in the next week or so, or maybe not. If we can, maybe I'm going to be trying like heck next week to get you funded. And so is Jason McElhone. I know I know you're watching this, bro. And we're going to try like heck to get Dreamhouse funded. Because this right here is more than just her. This is a city.
This is a city. This is all of us. I mean, to specifically deny small businesses who are out there trying to make it, whether it's those in service, whether it's those that are just trying to provide a great good,
Yeah.
to say that you don't qualify because your zip code is in a mid to high income area is absolutely absurd.
What do you
You
think
know,
about the map?
it-
What do you think about the
the,
map?
the map makes my blood boil.
Me too.
Okay, because I'm so emotional right now. I feel I feel like I'm gonna cry because it's like this COVID didn't discriminate, right?
No,
So why should this map be separating us? Why? It's not fair.
no.
It's not right. I mean, I think there's so much kind of go out there speak in the world for us to be in a situation where you're kind of dividing us. This is like color line division.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's also insulting to think that only maybe people of color live in low income areas. And that's not true.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
things happen in life that you may be in a situation. For example, I'm sorry,
You're good.
A couple of years ago, my husband broke his neck, literally. The car flipped over. He had a straight, clean break across his neck. He broke his three, four, five, and six vertebrae. It's by the grace of God that he is not paralyzed. Okay.
Wow.
Because the surgeon said to us in his 35 years, and the enemy was upset, of course, because I had been feeding people. I've been doing this
Oh
for
yeah,
6 years.
you're a target on your head.
So,
You got a target.
and throughout all that, with my husband laying up, I still kept it going. I had, people, volunteers keeping it going for me. So no one knew when I was in a hospital with my husband for 2 weeks, while he was having surgery. But the surgeon said to us, in the 35 years he's been a surgeon, he's never seen a case like my husband to not be paralyzed or dead.
Wow.
He has literally titanium plates holding his neck up.
Thank you, Lord.
But if you look at him, you would never know. You would never know. All you see is like a scar, where they cut to put the plates in there.
Wow.
But you see scars on top of that, the windshield, But other than that, we are people that we're trying to do the best that we can. Since I've been a child, I've always had a humanitarian heart. Like I've always wanted to help,
Yeah.
help. I worked in corporate America. I worked on Wall Street for 15 years. Not knowing that I had a bigger call. But you know what happened to me, Speak?
What?
About 12 years ago, I had a brain hemorrhage
Oh
and it
wow.
changed the course of my life. I still have it to this day. Okay. And it changed the course of my life because I had to go ask for some public assistance while I was waiting for my short-term disability to kick in.
Hmm.
And I went and applied for food stamps, SNAP benefits. And I was so mistreated, so poorly, so badly. And I said to God at that point, I said, Lord, if you ever give me the opportunity to help someone, I will. Not
Amen.
even realizing that I would be speaking into my future 13 years later, literally.
Yeah.
Because when I had a second career, I went to culinary school and became a chef when I left Wall Street. And I was working at a great 5-star restaurant where all these celebrities would come on a daily basis. And I
Wow.
was a top pastry chef there. And one day, the truth is that God kind of called me into this, and I refuted it. I did not want to do this. I did not want to. I was happy doing what I was
Yeah.
doing. I was
Leave
like,
me
I'll
alone, God.
volunteer.
I'm good.
Yeah, no, seriously, I was like, I'll volunteer. I'll help out because it was a guy from my old church, and he was like, God told me that to give this to you. I'm leaving, and he wants you to do. I said, no, he didn't say that to me. I'm not gonna lie. I said, he didn't say that to me. I said, I don't know what you're talking about, but I will help you when I can, but I'm busy. I was making all these cakes like Cake Boss. Like, I was just happy and content working at the restaurant. I had my side hustle, catering and making cakes. I was content.
Wow.
And for 2 weeks, I went on a fast. And I was like, okay, God, if you want me to do this, and I would hear it clear as day. And I was like, no, I'm hearing things, like turning my head around,
Hmm.
like, no, I'm hearing things, no way. And I decided to do it. Finally, I was like, okay, because I was not able to sleep, just kind of wrestling with not wanting to do this. And it has been the greatest gift of my life to give back to humanity. I
Wow.
mean, Speak, even when I told you my husband broke his neck, we still kept, no one knew, except for those close, but like the clients never knew. We kept going.
Wow.
I kept my commitment. I didn't shut anything down. We kept going.
Wow.
And at one time, I was actually cooking for 100 homeless people a week. At the
Wow.
same time, when my husband, the day he came home from the hospital, besides giving out food, groceries, I was literally cooking for 100 families a week.
What are
So,
you on? What coffee? Is this
no, when you're passionate about something, even though I fought it for so long,
yeah.
I was passionate about what I had to do, what my mission was,
Wow.
you know? And so I did have to end up obviously quitting the job from the restaurant. I couldn't do that anymore, because this was taking on a whole life for itself.
Yeah.
And it's just grown exponentially that I can't even to see where we're at now. And it's obviously, a lot of it has to do with the fact of the pandemic. It's like the lives that we're touching. It's amazing. It's
Yeah. Oh, I
amazing.
bet.
Like to the fact that these clients know that I really I give a crap about them. I really do. That I sit here and ask you, what are your dietary needs? Do you have any health issues? I don't just throw anything at you. I literally curtail that item for you. You
Right.
need gluten free? Okay, I'm gonna make sure your groceries have that. You have gastritis? I'm gonna make sure that you don't have things like broccoli that's gonna upset your stomach. I mean,
Yeah.
different things that I'm just taking the time, and I have my staff kind of memorizing, that this person shouldn't receive this. Don't put this in their, in their box. It's so important to me to give back to people. And I understand not everybody, that's not their call, and I get that and I respect that.
It's because
I
we got
respect
people like
everyone's
you.
different.
It's because we got people like you that we can do, other people can do what they need to, that they're calling. And
Right.
God has placed you in this position that, I mean, it's just an incredible story. And yeah, everybody, there's so many, and I just want to let everybody out there know, you, there's so many stories like hers. I mean, not exactly like hers, but there's so many of you out there that are legitimate business owners. You're providing a service to the community. You're giving what God has put in you to give, and you're going forward with it. And right now you're at a halt. There's been trying to be a halt, whereas Joseph Dreamhouse, Fran, she hasn't halted. She had, because she's in a place where she can't. I was able to actually almost stop what I do, literally stop what I do, even though our business was exceeding amazing. It was going so. I thought we were going to be millionaires by the end of next year. I was like, everything's so great, and
Right.
then this pandemic hit, and it
Right.
was like, boom,
Change the course for everyone. For
it
everyone.
changed our
That's why I
course.
think- This is why I think it's so disrespectful to like sit there and deny businesses that are in mid to high income. They've been affected too. COVID didn't discriminate. It did not discriminate.
No,
It didn't discriminate how it affected businesses. And to say businesses that are only, and I'm happy, please understand people, I am so happy those who are on low income receive their five and that's,
oh,
and that's,
absolutely,
I'm
yes,
absolutely overjoyed for you.
yes,
But I think that you all should also be saddened for us who worked just as hard as you guys did and not receive anything,
yeah,
because we are entitled to, we were affected as well.
yeah,
And it's not fair that we're not, and I'm not even talking from a nonprofit's point of view. I'm just talking about business in general, small businesses in mid to high income areas. If we were Shake Shack, then that's different. If we were the Lakers, then that's different.
yeah,
But we're actually legitimate small businesses, that we not only employ people, we also need that funding to survive and keep the business going.
yeah.
And for us to say that we don't matter because we weren't affected, that's not, it's just a crock of
It doesn't
BS.
make sense. It doesn't make
Doesn't make sense.
sense.
And the SBA really should be ashamed of themselves. Like Danny said, they let me down. They absolutely not just let me down, but they let thousands of people down that I
Millions,
service, and
millions.
other small businesses down
Yeah,
by taking me out of 12 and a half weeks of waiting. Tell me 9 weeks ago that you have everything you need and I'm just waiting for a loan officer, and it wasn't true. To hear, and I had to like jump through hoops just to be able to hear that, oh, by the way, yeah, you're denied because we didn't pull the right tax records for you. Knowing that my information is public record, I mean, I should have probably been one of the easiest people to fund as a
right.
nonprofit, because all nonprofits, if they file their taxes, which they should, and they
Hmm.
do 990s, it's public record.
Right.
It's public record. So that should have been like easy to fund, but no.
That's what I mean. I mean, it's amazing to see that even the easiest of the, the easy ones, to see, hey, I can see her. I see her website. I got her files. I've got these. She's a legitimate business, as legit as it gets. It's an
Yeah.
amazing business. And to see that this is even on the brink of going away,
Yeah.
on the brink of closing down, just to even think that, why? When it could have been signed, sealed, and delivered if it got in
Right.
front of the right person who knew what they were doing in a day. I got friends, I got her, it's right here. Let's get this through. Here's her numbers, here's her name, and here's her address. There's her bank account. Send her the money. If you can
Right.
do it, if you can give a stimmy check to everybody in the United States in the matter of a day, even prisoners and inmates get stimulus checks, and they're in
Right.
jail. They don't need the money.
Right.
They're not supporting a family in jail. It it doesn't make sense. But you can't give somebody, a legitimate business, their money. Like now, when they need
It's
it, or else they're
happening.
going to go out of business. And millions of people are going to affect it. There's a domino effect here.
Right.
And I just don't understand. And we're getting to the point where, what do we do now? If I could
I
say
mean,
one thing to the SBA, I'm saying you're failing. You are
absolutely
failing miserably.
disappointed, disheartened. I am with them. Like, because again, this is bigger than me.
Yeah,
It's like you're not just penalizing me because I happen to rent from a decent, area, for example.
right.
You are affecting thousands of people's lives.
Yeah,
This is bigger than Fran.
yeah.
You are affecting, now you talk about the mental anguish that people are going through these days. That's why I haven't said anything to any client, because I did not want them to worry ahead of time, because I really was believing that I would be funded soon
Yeah.
and they would never know what's going on. I didn't want to have my employees stressing. I didn't want to have the clients stressing. What are they going to do? Like that family with the little boy who's waiting for a transplant to start, like, and literally, like, the little boy waits at the door for us. He's like so happy when we come, because we always try to give him like a little teddy bear or something special, him
Right.
and his sister, to keep them going. I mean,
Wow.
how do I tell that family that I'm not going to be able to support them?
Right.
I'm not going to be able to continue. How do I tell these families that? How do I do that, Speak? I mean, like, I don't know.
I don't
I'm
think
just,
anybody could answer that. I think we should send the letter to the SBA. How answer this to this family? And because I mean, it's I don't know how to answer that.
it's disgusting. It's just heartbreaking, gut wrenching. Every verb that you can think of how
Yeah,
this is just unjust, point
totally.
blank, period. Not just to me, to small businesses as well, as I said, that are located, that have not received their loan increase or their balance of their idle or the full 10K. It's wrong. And that angry pig, they need to listen to that. Like, it's really I mean, that song,
Yeah,
it hey, we do want our 10K. We were entitled to receive it.
yeah.
At least I could have that. While if they would give me that, that could at least hold me until they work through whatever, being in line of processing my,
Give you
my
a
loan.
minute to exhale. Give you
But
a
I don't.
minute to exhale and say, okay, I got this until the next one. So at least I can relax, take care of my mind, because your mind needs to be, you know, refreshed too. I mean, you're the
Yeah,
captain
I'm
of the
trying to hold
ship.
on to faith, and I believe in God and everything, but I'm human.
Yeah,
And so, I'm not sleeping at night because I'm trying to protect everyone,
yeah,
and not say anything to anyone, but I am definitely with massive headaches every day, because I'm just like, how's this going to happen? Okay, God, I do trust you, but like, when you know that people are holding on to information and lying to you,
yeah.
telling me that you have everything you need when you didn't have anything.
Right.
You could have told me that. Imagine if they would have told me that in the week 9, when they told me that now I was just waiting for a loan officer. By now, I could have been through getting my money.
Yes. Yeah.
But now I've lost that time. And, I'm not used to maxing my credit cards. So
No.
all my credit cards are now sending me emails. If you're having a difficult time with COVID, let us know, because I've never received emails like that, because
Right.
I've never gone through pulling money off my cards like that. I've never done that.
Yep.
Well, I
Yep.
usually like pay my cards on time, in full, all that. So now they're all like, what's going on? They're alarmed. And did you hear? I heard that, like, for example, Wells Fargo, and they're probably the first of many to start this, that they're pulling lines of credit of people now, anywhere from 3,000 to 10,000. Yes, that started. So I'm like saying, oh my God, I can't even let that happen. Even though I'm at the max on my credit cards, and I'm just like, creditors are worried because
Oh
this
yeah.
thing is still going on and people are not making money the way they used to.
Mm-mm.
It's like a crock of lies. I really was hopeful, to be honest with you, with this administration.
Yeah.
I really was, but they really disappointed me.
Yeah.
Like, my mom's a doctor, and she said to me, oh, my sweet daughter, you're finally going to get the help you need. And I said, Mom, she goes, yeah, because they're here and they're doing. I said, Mom, it's a crock. It's a lie. I'm getting nothing. She's like, what do you mean? She's like, you should. I said, I should, but I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to know your hopefulness for this administration is just in the trash.
We were so excited about it. We were so excited about the new bill coming out too,
Right.
with the new idle grant. Until we saw that low income community, we didn't think it was going to be what it did, and it was like we got the Senate switch. We flipped the Senate. We got the Senate to Democrat too, where
Right.
they've got 50% and the vice president. We were like, we got this now. We got, like you said, like your mom said, we got the administration that said that they were going to bail us out.
Nothing.
And it's, if anything, Carranza, I can't stand saying the name, but when it was time to get the money out,
You're right.
boop, it's
I
gone.
never
We need
thought
more
I
money.
would say
It's
that I
gone.
actually miss her.
I
I never
know.
thought that I would say that because of how she did us dirty. But let me
She
tell you, right, everyone got their money out.
quick,
You
and it
know,
was empty. As soon as they had $10 billion, it was gone. It's gone. It's out. And we had to
and I was
divide it
so
up.
excited when Guzman came, thinking that she was going to do something. The Honorable Isabel Guzman,
I
and I'm like saying,
know.
lady, what are you
I
doing?
had high hopes
Why
on
did you
that.
go to Biden administration say, hey, we have all these people. Can we change this rule so these people who are waiting and now they're out there hunting small businesses to offer them our money?
Right.
Come on,
Right.
come on.
Right. And that's the thing. If a small business needs money, they're going to hunt you. They need the money. They're going to go get the money. You
Right,
don't have to go looking for people to give money to.
right.
People will come when they need the money. That's when they come. Don't go give it to somebody who doesn't really need it just because if it's your whatever. I don't know. I don't get that. I just don't, because you should have got your money. You should have gotten your money. And everybody watching right now, I don't know exactly how many people, I don't have the thing, but we have a lot of people watching. I'm sure you all, if you're watching this and haven't got your money, you should have. It's there.
I am disappointed. I'm disappointed in this administration. I'm disappointed in the head of the SBA right now.
I
I'm
am too.
disappointed with the SBA itself. I'm disappointed. They're supposed to be here in times of disaster because this is a disaster.
Yes, it is.
This virus is a disaster. I'm sorry. Yes, they said we're opening back to normalcy.
No.
Okay, call it what you want to call it. People are still dying. People are still getting tested. People are still being affected. And those who were vaccinated, they're talking about you need a booster. If Oh, don't get me started on that. But
Yeah.
however,
Yeah.
it's still going on. It's not over.
No, it's not.
It's not over.
No, and the thing is, right now we need to be the economy needs to be stimulated. Small business like you were told here it's going to go down, it's going to go bad, and everything shut down.
Right.
You were doing fine, everything shut down. It's like a referee taking a team off the field when they're winning, and saying, "Stay on the sidelines. We're going to keep the score. We're going to keep you above in the score." And then you're going down in the score, and you want to get back in the game, and they won't let you. And they told you to stay off, but we're going to take care of you. Now it's time to get back in the game, and you can't because you're losing. And we're trying to go back into our business, at least somewhat tied, but we're way behind. And we can't get, and the referee's still keeping us off the field, saying, no, we need to be stimulated. We need to get jumped up back on the field, and we need to get, our money so that we can get back in the game. We've lost. We have lost so much this year. And they've got the money. That's the thing, friend. They've got the money. They've got over almost $300 billion.
I'm just disappointed, Speak. I just think that I would have to run around. I wouldn't be funded, because I had already kind of accepted for now that, the EIDL will take time to receive. So I was really hopeful that this loan would come through because, again, like you said, I'm a legitimate business. You can verify me from IRS to Sunbiz to everything. You can, verify me. I don't just have a website. I have a physical site. I mean, I have employees. I have things going. I'm real.
Yeah, right.
And nothing,
Nothing.
crickets,
Yeah.
and denial. And I'm like, and then my senators and my, Congress people, no help.
Yeah.
Sad.
I did an interview. We did a Zoom with Alan Ellison. I don't know if you heard of him. You saw that one? And
I wish he was in office.
I know, right? And here's the thing is Alan Ellison was saying the same thing you were. And the same thing we're all saying is this is a mental thing too. If people don't get their money, the government just doesn't realize, the SBA doesn't realize that this is a mental thing. Things are happening in homes right now. Parents are freaking out. Dads are drinking more than they ever have. Moms are...
If they're committing suicide, it's sad to say.
It's turning into... And the SBA was supposed to have given this money out already. And not without the red tape. They were supposed to stop the red tape nonsense. And it would be so easy to say, okay, here they are, send it out. There's
Right.
going to be fraud. I get the fraud. We're going to get that. In anything we do, we're going to have fraud. There's bad people
Right.
out there. We get that. Get the money out. We'll fix that. We'll fix the fraud later.
Right.
Really, if you're going to hit 1,000 out of 1,001, and one of them's going to be fraud, you don't go looking for the penny while the other, $1,000 is there for it's legit.
Right.
And like Alan Ellison was saying, we've got to get this fixed quickly.
I just feel like a lot of our people have lost focus regarding the Senate, like the senators and, here with Jackie Rosen preaching she was going to help us with S513, Cornyn, all these people. And it's like all of a sudden everyone's caught up in all this other insurrection and, voting laws. And I'm not saying these things are not important. They are important, but this is important too.
This is more important to me.
Right? We're balancing, right?
Here,
as parents, as business owners, we balance,
the
right?
votes don't matter for another year and a half. We ain't
Right.
voting until next year in November. Really, we can work on the voting things next year. I'm fine with that. But give us our money so we can concentrate on who we're going to vote for.
They're not getting my vote. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I
wish we could get independents, just a bunch of independents coming in, a whole new army of senators and congressmen coming in saying, "We're with you."
Right.
But I've never gotten into politics till this year, or actually last year. Ever. I've stayed out of it until I realized that I need to call a senator for a loan. What? I got to call a senator for a loan of my taxes, the taxes that we've been putting into our whole lives. Now we're not allowed to go dip into that when we need it during the worst thing that's ever happened to the world, worst pandemics that ever hit the world.
Right.
And now we got to call senators and congressmen to get a loan for our taxes that we've given them. And they're acting like we're working for them, like they're the boss.
We vote them in, but they don't care about the constituents after.
They're not the boss.
They're done.
We're the boss. We're still in charge here. That's why we need to tell them. When we say, "Hey, I want my 10K," we're not asking. We're telling them we want our 10K.
Okay.
We want our loans. They need to get pushed out. We need it now. We're not asking them anymore. It's like, but here they are still having us beg. I don't get it. I've never gotten into politics till this year, and I'm glad. I can't wait till the day I can get out and quit dealing with these people because they just don't know.
It's like they say what they have to say to get in, and once they're in, they could give two craps about you. It's like they don't care about you. They don't care about the constituents that put them in office.
Yeah,
for me to be calling you and tell you this is my situation, and you're not even responding to me, and I'm from your state, I'm from your county, and you're not even responding to me, is disrespectful.
Totally. It's wrong. Like last year we did the Georgia, I did the live Georgia Senate vote. If we flipped Georgia, because they had two Republicans, we flipped Georgia, we get Ossoff and Warnock in,
right?
We got the House, the Senate.
Right.
We get our grants, we get everything. So I'm calling up Ossoff and Warnock, and I talked to both their officers, and they said, yes, they're on board. They're on board with at that time it was a 4227. They're on board with the 4227 and get us in there. We will make sure that you get that grant. They were pretty much saying, yes, vote us in, and we are on board with you. Kind of like Alan Ellison is doing, and he's not in yet, but all of them that are not voted in are saying, yes, we'll do this for you. So we got Ossoff and Warnock in, and now we call their offices. They're silent as crickets about the S513. You can't get a response. Nobody wants to sign it. I was like, can you sign up for the S513, please, for the small businesses? Nothing. I can't get a response back. And
well, I'm sure Warnock got whatever he was supposed to receive, because remember, he has a church.
Yeah.
And he's
a pastor.
He has a feeding organization as well.
Yeah.
A feeding ministry. So with that said, I'm sure because he's in, that he got all the funding that they needed. So it's, forget everybody else.
Yeah, I think they have forgotten. I think that's just what it is. It's like they take a political pill when they hit office, and it's like, forget everything now coming to us. It's like, what? Who are you?
I was hoping, I was saying to myself, I don't know anyone, because I'm from New York originally, and I was like, I don't know anyone who knows AOC, because she's like a radical. I was like, maybe she can get things moving for us, but I know you've called her office and stuff. And
I'm trying every one of them.
Crickets.
Yeah.
And I've made phone calls after you put their numbers up too, and nothing.
Right.
Anyone
Right.
that had ever called me back was Salazar's office. And when Salazar's office, I spoke to a lady, Michelle, they're really super nice, but she told me she couldn't help me with this situation because I was out of her district and they can get in trouble.
Right.
However, she passed me to like some other organization,
Yeah.
and I sent them all my information via email and not a word.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm just,
That's what they do is they pass the buck.
yeah, a lot of passing the buck.
Totally.
Herbert Austin passing the buck to Jonelle Hean. Jonelle Hean passing the buck to the specialist from the SBA that called me.
Yeah.
She's now passing the buck to the loan officer. And it's like so much passing the buck. By now, fund me, people.
Right.
Fund the organization, not me. Fund Joseph Dreamhouse Community Development Corp.
Right.
So they can continue doing what they're doing. So people won't go through any more mental turmoil.
Right.
Right. And they can have some physical nourishment so they could look for jobs as you want them to look for jobs and be working and doing whatever. So they can be productive and get themselves out of the situation and eventually be back to hopefully where they were or close to it. You know?
Yeah. I think we're in a perfect position now to where if they did fund all these businesses like they're supposed to, we'd see a boost in the economy like we've never seen before. If they could shoot these things out to you and to those people watching, all you small businesses out there, if they hit, it would be a stimulus check for the small businesses and they would see a boost in the economy like they've never seen ever. I don't know what the holdup is. They can't tell us.
But I think when reality kind of like really hit me in the face is when I told you, 15 donors of mine who became clients of mine. I was like, whoa,
wow.
That this is bad. You're talking about people who made well over 6 figures that lost their jobs.
Wow.
And have just going through their savings to just do daily survival, you know? I mean, again, nobody expected this, right? This was unexpected. Nobody knew this was coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you put all these things in place that you said are going to help us because nobody knew this was coming. And here we are 16 months later, still waiting on things. Mm-hmm. It makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense.
And then you do a separate division and say, hey, only if you're located in this zip code, you'll get some extra funding. But if you're located on this, sorry, too bad, can't help you. I mean, when did COVID discriminate? COVID didn't discriminate.
We get so many people. You probably read the comments. How many comments have you seen that I am across the street, literally across the street?
Yes, all the time.
So COVID hit across the street over there, but it didn't come on your side of the street.
Right.
And I just can't stand
all the time I read them.
I can't stand the division in it because the truth is we're not divided.
We're not.
We're getting
at all.
If anything, this is bringing people closer together in the small business world. I see the small business world binding in, saying, "Wait a minute, guys, we're going to get through this together. Hold on." And what the SBA is doing, and everybody, there's not even a color barrier here. Everybody, all small businesses are gung ho, trying to get the SBA to do the right thing right now. We're moving in, and the way they're trying to make it look is like, okay, we're going to divide the country. We're going to divide you up into sections. And when we're like, no, we're past that.
We're one unit right now.
We are. We are one unit.
So mid to high income area, we're one unit because we all have been hit by the same vicious,
exactly,
virus. That's it. Point blank. Period.
That's it.
And
there shouldn't be any more discussion.
For their 24-month of working capital, to have people still waiting for their balance of their 10K or their full 10K, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's, again, like I said, heartbreaking.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And it's like I said earlier, when the referees push you to the side and said, you can't play now, and don't worry, we'll give you $10,000 to get back in the game. And then it's time to go back in the game. And they're like, okay, did you lose 30% of your business? I need you to prove that. And it's like, wait a minute, you didn't tell me to. I've worked, instead of working 40 hours a week, I've worked 100 hours a week. And if I lose 30% of my business, I'm going under. I'm sorry. That 30% is usually going into 15% that might go into my pocket so I can pay bills or maybe even take my kids out to lunch. I don't know, but I can't lose 30% or else I would go under. But I've had to work 120 hours instead of 50. We've had to make all these sacrifices. And now you're telling me you're not even going to give me the $10,000 to get me somewhat back in the game. And now you're telling me I got to also be in this area. You didn't tell me that when you put me on the sideline there.
Correct.
You told me to go to the sideline. You'll take care of me and get me back in the game later. And I did what you said. And we did it for the safety of the American people.
Correct.
Being diligent and being wise, and now they don't want to ante up, and the money's
And,
there.
and with us, we were never able to shut down
Right.
because families needed us.
Right.
So, I know the rest of the world had to shut down, but I don't want to, like my mom's a doctor, so she was there obviously in the front line, but like it was almost like we were frontline workers like the physician because we were a necessity that people
Absolutely.
needed. They didn't have money to go to Walmart, Publix, whatever the grocery stores and go buy food,
Right.
because they were waiting for unemployment. They had just filed. They were waiting for unemployment. And, that was a whole long process, and, they were waiting for different various things to happen. So they, again, because this was unexpected, nobody had time to say, okay, well, the virus is hitting next month. So let's see how we can start stashing some money, start buying some goods, all this stuff.
Yeah.
No one had time to prepare. So
Yeah.
when it hit, it hit. You were laid off without notice. Like no one's saying, hey, we're going to give you 2 weeks, to a month of pay severance. It's just sorry, we're shutting down the business. We don't have money to pay you. And maybe they were small, business employers. I'm not upset at them for that. They had to do and close down.
Sure.
But it affected families, and we were there for them.
Yeah. Oh, I
We
bet.
were there.
I bet.
These long lines mean something. I mean, and the thing is that they still exist. They're not as much as they were, but they are still long lines.
I bet.
They are still long line. People have, because the cameras are gone, people think that, oh, everything is back to normal because you're not seeing a film camera every day, but
Mhm.
I live it. It's still, I mean, we deliver to almost 500 families a day.
Wow.
Okay. My team works 6 days a week. I'm gonna do the last delivery when I'm done with you. I mean, like I generally don't do most of the deliveries. My team does it, but just to give them a break, I let them come off early. I said, I'll take the last couple of deliveries and I'll do them.
Right.
But this is reality.
Yeah.
This
It's the
this
reality of the EIDL grants and EIDL loan situation. It's the
right.
reality of the SBA and what people are going through. This is just one story. Yours is
One
one
story
story
of
out
many
of millions,
out of
millions.
millions.
And this is, of course, I got this is the cream of the crop story because this is it goes so further beyond just one person.
Right.
Your story goes further than mine. It really does. I do a YouTube channel for a kids channel. That's what I did. I wasn't out there helping millions or thousands of people who were going hungry. I got to admit that. I give to those organizations, yes, but I wasn't in the
Yeah, but your small business was affected too. Like I said, everybody has a different call, a
yeah,
different mission,
right.
and I understand that.
But
And
the big picture here is the reality is it's affecting everybody.
yes, at the end of the day, it affects
Everybody.
everybody. Yes, I happen to have something special that I'm doing, but all businesses were affected,
Yeah.
you know, that were all small. Let me not say all businesses because we're not Shake Shack, right?
Right.
All small businesses were affected,
Yeah.
in all areas, low, mid, and high. And that's a reality. You could be a small business with a little cafe in a high income area. You were affected,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I mean, even going back, for example, the Restaurant Revitalization Act. I mean, that was sad too to see that
It's
these small
still
businesses
sad.
got their money pulled back from those that were funded. The money was taken back out of their accounts because SBA didn't. They started playing this Prejudice Discrimination Act, right? That people got upset and started suing them. But then you penalized everybody, say,
Right.
hey, this is
That it
done
made
over. No one's going to get money. That's wrong.
they could have
That's
went to Congress
absolutely
or the
wrong.
Senate. They could have threw a bill up and said, "Okay, we're going to allocate another $20 billion for them," and not pulled money. They're
Right.
it's affecting people's
Heartbreaking.
lives.
Heartbreaking.
It's hard. It is heartbreaking.
I mean, I am absolutely disappointed with the SBA. Small Business Administration, what? Small Business Administration for who?
Right. Right.
You pick and choose who you really want to be there for. I mean, like when I read the letter last night, the denial, I was so appalled because it seems so nice. Like, we want to be there for small businesses, and it is our goal to try to help, fund people. But unfortunately, you had unverifiable information. I'm like, what is that information though? I mean, I knew because the speaking to the specialist, but you didn't even state what it was. So had I not spoken to her, I'd be clueless. Like, what am I saying, the P recon now? Like what? I don't even know why I'm being denied. I mean, There's nothing in the letter. I mean, if you're gonna do things, then do it right. If
Yeah,
you're gonna deny someone, tell them why you're being denied so they know how to fight. I
that's
mean, this is reality.
that is like the worst excuse for them. Or their number one go to excuse, I think, for most of the clients is unverifiable information, and they don't
What is
tell
that?
you exactly. That's just like just send it out. Just send it out. We don't know. Just it's a it leaves people. It's like you being a chef.
Mhm.
You have certain probably secret recipes that you have, and people
Right.
taste it and they're like, "Wow, that's amazing!" And you tell everybody what most of it is, but you don't give them the secret ingredient to finish it off.
Right.
So somebody else cooks it and it's like, this is disgusting because you didn't give them the secret. The SBA is
And
not
you give
giving
them the
us the
secret
secret.
sauce, right?
They're not giving us the secret ingredient to get that loan. They're not giving us what that last final ingredient to get. What do I need? A form? Does it need to be a document, a new document that I need? What's the
Right.
secret ingredient? What is the, and it's so, it's almost like they're hiding something from our, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it still.
I don't know.
But
I
we're
don't
going to,
know, Speak, but
we're going to,
I know
hopefully
that
this
they
gets
have to
some,
do right by us because I know that the God I serve is not gonna let this go down like that. It
oh
may
no.
take us a little bit longer,
Yep.
but they're gonna have to give us our balance.
Oh, they are.
They're gonna have to give me the money because again, it's not about me.
Yeah.
What my mission is bigger, it's about other people. You're talking about people's mental health that will really become affected if I shut down
Yeah.
the next 2 weeks. You know, people going to the I mean, their physical nutrition gone. I mean, they have to do something.
They're going to have to do something. It's not, yeah.
And to hear, just hold on a little bit longer. I don't have hold on a little bit longer.
Mm-mm.
When she was saying that to, she's like, you're just gonna have to try to hold on a little bit longer. I said, well, how much longer? She says 2 or 3 weeks, possibly longer. And I'm like, what? She's like, 2 or 3 weeks before a loan officer even looks at my forms. Okay. Possibly longer. And then it depends what he wants to do or she wants to do, so they could either move the process quickly or not. And so what are you saying to me? And you tell me to hold on. I've been holding on for 12 and a half weeks,
Right.
taking everything in my hand and say, okay, well, I'm going to use this credit card this week. I'm going to use that one. We're going to make things happen.
Yeah.
Because for me, I'm like, okay, idle is going to happen, but it's going to take a little time. We have to keep fighting, but at least I'm going to get this money. And
Right.
at least I have a safety net
Right.
until we can get what is due to us.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me that I can't get that until God knows when.
Yeah.
And then, and we already know idle is God knows when it will happen, but when,
Right.
so it's
Right.
like I'm on two whens right now.
Yeah.
And I can't feed people with, I don't know when. I
Right.
can't.
You can't feed people with unverifiable information. You can't pay your bills with
Right.
unverifiable information. That doesn't
Right.
make sense. They're not giving you given, how many people, I can only imagine how many people got that email last night. The same one you got.
At 1:30 in the morning, it's because
That's
again, I
usually,
don't sleep. I'm always up,
me too. I was up till,
and I'm
I
like,
was up till
I
8 o'clock this morning. I didn't
wow.
get to sleep till 8 o'clock this morning thinking about this stuff. I know I've got my loan, I've got my grants, but I'm thinking about everybody out there and it hurts.
And let me say this to you, Speak. I have to thank you. I have to thank you that, despite the fact that you could have been one of those people who's fake fraud and phony, meaning that you've got your money and you're like, okay, guys, I'm so sorry you guys haven't gotten it. And what about your business? Every day, several times a day, I see you when you have your own personal family, your own personal business. You're here fighting, putting the words out for us, calling people on our behalf. Meanwhile, you have your own funding and you're still here in
Yeah.
the good fight, for us little people maybe who don't feel comfortable enough to call, for example, or
Yeah.
who may not be aggressive enough to call. You're
Yeah.
still here.
Yeah.
You and Jason are probably the only two people, I have to be honest with you. I listen to some other people as well
Yeah.
that are really out here. The other people, I just feel like they're in bed with the SBA.
A lot of
I'm
them are.
sorry. Like,
I get angry.
yeah,
Yeah, I get angry when I hear some of them. I'm not going to mention names, but
no, really,
I,
I
I
feel like
bite my
they're,
tongue.
you reach out to them for help, and I feel like, they're really in bed with the SBA. They're not really out here trying to like pave the pavement. Like you guys are paving the pavement without actually physically paving. You guys
Yeah.
are making phone calls, calling people, tweeting, like doing all kinds of tools, making videos, putting it out there, like really fighting the
Keeping it
good fight.
real. Keeping it
Even
real.
though I know you've been funded now, thank God, and Jason's been funded now, thank God, but it's like you guys are still out here
Yeah.
fighting for the, the
Well,
youngins,
like you, it's not about me. It's not about me now. It's not. It's about you now. It's about people like you and the other businesses. I know I was there. Like even before I got funded last week, honestly, I was paying some bills with my credit cards, and I never had to do that. I'm paying
right.
my car payment with a card, and now I'm paying. I'm seeing my bank account doesn't have enough money to pay Verizon, and I'm paying it with credit card. So it was like last leg,
You know,
honestly.
you know, so you know what I'm going
I know
through,
exactly
and
what you're
you know
going
what
through,
other people are
and I
going
can't handle
through,
it.
you know, and it's rough, when I have people working for me that are dependent upon their paycheck to support their families,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I can't know, I can't in good conscience know that, my 8 employees are working for me tirelessly, way beyond their hours. That sometimes I tell them that I can't even pay you for the extra time. They're like, "Don't worry about it, Mama." They call me Mama.
Right
Don't worry about it,
on.
Mama. We got you, because they know that these families depend on us.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I had you for 8 hours. I'm sorry. I know you've worked 10. I can't give you the other two. They're like, it's okay, Mama. For me now to turn around and tell them I can't give you a paycheck. No, I got to have that money ready when ADP calls me next week to run that payroll.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. And not only that, this is why we kind of had the GoFundMe going on.
Hmm.
The AC broke in our place. And South Florida is extremely hot. And I'm in a trailer.
Oh.
Okay. So
Oh.
and they're
You're in
working
an
in the
oven.
scorching heat every day, drenching in sweat, delivering in sweat, and they have not once quit on me, because
Wow.
they know that the mission is bigger than, and these are young people. These were volunteers of mine who started when they were in high school at 14, who are now in college, still with
Wow.
me, but now they're my employees. But that, I mean, because they saw the mission was bigger than them. I mean, they came as volunteers, did all their high school hours, started college, and still stayed,
Wow.
you know?
That's
And
awesome.
how could I not turn around and not pay them? I can't, in good consciousness, I can't. I rather not make one of my bills, my personal bills, late, and know that I've got the rent covered, because I got to have a place to run,
Yeah.
and make sure that I have their paycheck, because they have bills they have to support,
Right.
But now I'm like, this is it. I have no more after this, like, so if something doesn't happen for the 30th paycheck, I'm in trouble.
Right.
Literally.
Right.
I got the 15th, but I'm in trouble, like, and when you're telling me 2 or 3 weeks possibly for me just to get a loan officer to look, and I don't know what kind of nonsense time they may take, that's a problem,
That is a problem.
a major
And for
problem.
those of you watching out there, we're putting links in the comments below or in the description box. We did a GoFundMe. She's got a GoFundMe there. Also, the Amazon Smiles. You can click on that, and that'll also a portion of that will go to uh, your Joseph Dreamhouse.
Right.
And what's the other one?
The other one is just the website if they just want to donate,
Go to the
our
website and
website,
click
they can
that
read
donate.
about us and see everything about us.
Here's what I'd like to do: is I'd like to get people watching, everybody now, to go watching, like and share. You don't have to like and share this. Actually, share Joseph Dreamhouse's channel to go donate to her, because right now the small businesses can come together. We know the SBA is not doing a very good job of it, but together as a unit and a family that we have here on the Speak and See channel. Jason, shout her out. Robert Dunham, get her going. And go fund. We're going to get together as a community, as a businesses, small businesses, and we're going to make this our organization right now. I know a lot of people do the Womply and the Weeble and stuff like that, and they call out. Well, I'm not about Womply and Weeble or anything like that. I am calling out Joseph Dreamhouse. She'll be on my channel. I'll call her out every day from here on out, or at least until she gets in better shape than what she is. But I want to see us back each other up here. I want to see small businesses bind together and say, okay, there are a lot of you out there have gotten your loans and grants through us, through me, and I've helped you out, and I'm grateful that I've been able to do that. But let's concentrate on those who haven't. And so if you guys can click on those links, and I'm not trying to sell Joseph Dreamhouse. Well, yeah, I am. I actually am. We need to be given to her organization. We need to be the calling that God has placed on our lives today and for the future to get her going and keep her business moving and keep those kids getting paid, keep those people getting fed. So I'm asking everybody to click on those links below in the description box, and click on the Amazon thing. I did that last night with my wife, and it's very simple. I clicked it, and it's pretty much sets you up. doesn't lose your Amazon Prime or stuff like that, but a portion will go to your. And my wife's a big
Right.
shopper on Amazon, so you're going to be hooked up just from her shopping on Amazon. But
I just want people to know, like with Amazon Smile, you still keep your Prime if you had a Prime account. You still keep your same username. You still keep your same password. It's just that you pick us as your charity.
yeah,
So whenever you buy something, at every quarter, Amazon will send us a donation based on whoever has clicked our link, and so you nothing comes out of your pocket per se. You
right.
know, the portion of Amazon, their proceeds that they give to Joseph Dreamhouse every quarter for whoever uses our link to shop. So you can set it up to just be the way that you shop all the time. So you still keep your same username, you still keep your Prime, you keep, your same passwords.
Yeah, it's like
Um, for that.
you clicked on her, you clicked it, but it doesn't really affect anything. It just gives
Right.
money, 0.5% or something like that to Joseph Dreamhouse, which
Right.
is
And they'll send
it's cool.
everyone, like every quarter, if you did click that link, you'll see how much they donated to us
Oh, that's
because they'll
cool.
see a report. So you know how you've been giving back. So, some people may, for example, may not feel like they have any funds to donate to us, and that's fine. But everyone shops on Amazon pretty much. You could at least do that.
Yeah,
Instead of Amazon keeping the full proceeds, at least it's going to a great cause, Joseph Dreamhouse. And you're in the fight to help me to feed families suffering from food insecurity,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's how you support us. You may not be able to come and, volunteer with me or, do or maybe give money, but at least you give back in the way that you can.
yeah, yeah.
And so that costs absolutely nothing.
No,
So
and it was easy too. I clicked it and it pretty much set it up itself.
yeah.
I clicked it, it took me to Amazon, and I clicked a couple things there, and it was done.
And
So
it's something I just recently found out about. One of my employees told me. So I was like, all the time I've been shopping on Amazon for
I
the business, I
know
could have gotten something back. And now I've set it up even for myself. So I'm happy that they allow me as a business owner to still do that as well.
that's cool.
So, there's so many ways that we can still support one another. And if you guys are able to help, my young, workers, who are in heat, so we could try to get a new AC replaced so they could work a little bit more comfortably. I appreciate it. But if you can't as well, I understand,
Yeah,
at least do Amazon Prime, at the very least, which costs absolutely nothing.
yeah.
And if you're able to donate, our website is there. I'd love for you guys to go read about us. And, our website is in the description link. It's www.jdhcdc.org. And, you can read about us and look at the videos and see the amazing work that we are really doing. We are a legitimate business, even though SBA is full of nonsense.
Yeah, you're totally legit. You got it all. And I just think right now, I mean, whoever thought a year ago that you would be online? I never thought I would be doing this.
Doing this, right? I never thought I'd have to be sitting here telling a story, because I'm usually very humble. Like I have never, for example, I've supported this initiative just with my donors and my own personal finances, to be honest with you, for the
Right.
last 6 years. And this is the first time that I, last year that I went and got a loan and had to apply for a grant. And I've applied for other grants, like other type of grants out there, and still waiting to hear back. That's the other thing, because I've never done grants before. It's still a learning process for myself and my staffer who
Hmm.
helps me write them. And we're all learning together. And of course, they take time.
Yeah.
We did a Kellogg's grant the other day. Like literally, we sent a letter of intent, a LOI,
Oh wow.
and because they rejected us, they said that we didn't match up their initiative because they're used to bigger entities. We were too small for them.
Seems
So,
always an
that was
excuse
a
for somebody.
denial. And after all of that energy of writing and, crunching numbers to give them,
Hmm.
denied,
Right.
and so we move on. We did one for Costco as well. We had asked them for 24,000 to help pay for operations expenses. They turned around and said they would give us a $250 gift card that's going to go back into their store. So I mean, you give me a grant but you're not really giving it to me because the money's going. It's not like you even give me a $250 gift card. You're giving me a $250 gift card to Costco. So it means I'm just going to give you back the money. I'm
Yeah.
spending it back at your place.
Right.
I mean, these are the things that we're encountering, but we're still trying to push on the best we can. And obviously, these things take time, but it's like this is something I thought was a bird in a hand,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that could sustain us until, again, we, through my, working corporate America, I had made a lot of money when I worked on Wall Street and stuff. And I had invested and put it in CDs and different things. And that's really high in, my side business of making cakes and catering. I had actually, and then I taught homeschool
Mhm.
for a homeschool community co-op, what they call
Yep.
co-op.
Yep.
I was actually a nutritional science cooking and baking instructor. And I did that for 7 years. So I banked all of that money to be able to support, the families. At that time, I only had 68,000,
Right.
not 161,000,
Wow.
So that's how come I was able to like not look for loans and not look, whatever, I had over 100 donors, some were bigger, some were smaller, and we were fine, between the money I had and what they were doing, we were able to sustain. So I never looked for help anywhere,
Right.
was totally
Right.
self-sufficient. But when COVID hit, it was a whole different story. Like many other people, many other
Oh
small
yeah.
businesses, you now had to start looking for loans. You now had to start looking for where you can kind of get, the free grant money and stuff, same
Yeah.
like us.
Yeah.
But now it's back to looking for a bigger loan
Yeah.
because you know how long this thing is really going to last. Had I known, I would have taken the bigger loan, but I didn't want to be collateralized because I also didn't think it would last that long. So I just took 24,900,
Right.
which literally was gone in 3 months.
Oh, a lot of people did that. A
I
lot of
didn't
people did
know,
that.
because they said that, oh, it would be over soon. We kept on hearing that
Right.
it'd be over soon. And then you just heard numbers just creeping of deaths,
Hmm.
just escalating. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not about to be over. But again, I was still kind of doing okay, with, donors and my funding. But now I've depleted my savings.
Hmm.
I've cashed in CDs. I've cashed in 401ks, and now I'm at credit cards. So
Right.
I'm really like on my last leg now.
Yeah.
This is it.
Well, hopefully we can get
Um,
enough people out there so you're not on your last leg. Maybe this is a new jump. Maybe this is a new, uh, highway for your business with people jumping on here and Jason doing his thing over there. We can get him to put you on his channel as well. And maybe this can be just a whole new avenue that screw the SBA. Hopefully, I want to see you still get your loan, but hopefully there can be something come out of this that's even bigger than the SBA. That's what I'm hoping and praying for. So I want to encourage
I
everybody.
just want you to know that it would be, if they are able to do something, it's not Fran feeding
No,
the community.
absolutely.
It's you. It's you all. If you're able to give something, it's all of us
Yeah,
feeding the community.
yeah,
It's not just Fran. I mean, you are very much a part of it. Like my donors are very much a part of feeding the community. And
absolutely.
if they want to sign up and be a monthly donor, whatever it is, if it's only $5 they could spare, if it's $100 they could spare, they could do that too.
Yeah,
That's how a lot of my donors came about. They said, hey, I just want to be a monthly donor. And that's what they've done. Whatever works for people, I want people to do what's comfortable for them,
yeah, for
you
sure.
know, but we definitely do need help. And we are doing a great thing. And I want them to help me if they can to feed the community because it's
Yeah,
not a me thing. It's a us thing as people in general.
right. Yeah, and also I think we probably get online. And what we do is we'll contact the congressman and the senator in your area again, and put another fire up their butt
Yeah.
because
Wasserman Shields, I know she's dealing with that Surfside, but and it's unfortunate what happened.
that's so
Because
sad.
I live 40 minutes from there,
Mm,
and it's absolutely heartbreaking what happened. But again, when you're in these positions, you have to be a multitasker. We as parents and business owners are multitaskers. You have to be able to take a call from like a Joseph Dreamhouse and have your
yes,
staff work to make the phone call to the
that's
SBA
why you
if
have
you want to be
employees.
physically right. If you want to be physically down there at the site, which is fine. I don't discredit her for being down there, but the world is still happening. You
Yeah,
have a small business in your area that's servicing the community, that's trying to keep people off the unemployment line,
yeah.
you know, and
Especially
not
with
let
that
those
happening to that committee. I mean, I understand her wanting to be there too, but there's nothing she can really do right now. They've got the
right.
people doing what they need to be doing right now. Wasserman Schultz, whatever she needs to be doing now, can go on to, like you said, multitask this thing.
One phone call from her to the SBA can move things for me.
Right.
Like seriously.
Yes.
I mean, like, where are you? Hello, I need your help.
Yeah. Critical.
ADH needs your help.
Yeah, because right
You
now,
know?
A lot of
Families need your help.
businesses have crumbled
Right,
as well as that building. Businesses are crumbling and people are going down. And let's save who we can.
right. I just want to thank all your viewers for just even listening to the story. I mean, this is reality. Again,
Yeah.
hunger could be your next door neighbor. You may not know. You may not know. They may say nothing to you because, their egos and things, and they're walking home after a hard day's work and it's an empty fridge. I had an old good girlfriend of mine who was in that situation. She owned her little townhouse. She worked, and every paycheck she would go to the cash advance place,
Hmm.
and have to get money to survive. And one day I asked her for water, and I went into her fridge, and there was nothing but a case of water in there. And I said to her,
Wow.
I said, "Girl, where's your food?" And she just broke down crying. She's like, "I don't," I said, "But I have a ministry. What's wrong with you?"
Right.
And she's like, "I didn't want to ask you because I know others need it more than me." So it's reality,
It is
like
reality.
your next door neighbor could be the face of hunger.
Right.
And remember, hunger has no race, no gender, no age, no zip code, and no ethnic background. It can
Mm-mm.
happen to anyone.
Yeah.
This is reality. And we
Absolutely.
have to understand that. Cameras are gone, but hunger is still there.
Yeah.
Families suffering from food insecurity is real. Thank you so much, Speak. I really, thank you for allowing me
Oh,
to share my
absolutely.
heart, about what's been going on with JDH and obviously the SBA, because they're really the cause of all of this happening. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and
Get on
we
the
I
ball,
need
SBA.
someone to make a move, because theoretically I shouldn't have to submit anything else. I gave her everything. She told me she had everything and she was going to expedite it. And then when I contacted her yesterday, she's like, "Yeah, I got your, new board of resolution, but you're not the only one being expedited." And I said, "Please, is there anything, because it's like, what else can I do? I've begged you, I've tried to talk to you, explain to you, you're telling me this is it. This is it. There's
Yeah.
nothing else. I've got
Right.
to wait."
I can't. That's not acceptable. It's not
Not at all.
acceptable. It's not. And yeah, thanks for coming on here and sharing the story with us because I know you're not the only one that's gotten that email. And a lot of people were unlike you are still waiting to get an email like you're talking about right now, like you're describing. And this is a fair warning to anybody out there. I mean, like she said, we keep it. I've always tried to keep it as real as possible on here, and that's the reality. Is they're going through these applications very fast now. They've got a new system in place, and they actually got the A team going, and there are a lot more lines going through. So things are going to go faster, but they're still not fast enough. And you might get an email like this being declined for unverifiable information or whatever. And there's only we're to the point right now where we're going to have to push even harder for for companies like Joseph Dreamhouse and for the companies that are watching right now. They
Mhm.
might get this email and to let you know we're a community here and we're going to push it forward together and we're going to support each other as well. And I just want to thank you for coming on and sharing this because it's the reality of the SBA and the idle grants and the idle loans, and it's affecting everybody,
Yeah.
everybody. And so let's try to get on board with our politicians and the agency, and hopefully they can see this and understand what the reality of it really is. Without the smoke and mirrors of the media that doesn't paint the right story for the people to see this, because there should be a little bit more. I think people should be a little bit more upset with the SBA than what we're seeing out there. I
Because
am.
what that Danny said to me yesterday, the reporter, she said to me, "Well, the SBA is saying that how they're getting ready to move from their offices to capital assets,
Yeah.
and like that'd be a good thing, right?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "No, I don't think it's going to be a good thing at all." And she's like, "Why is that?" And then that's when you kind of further explained to me that we would never be able to get our idols forgiven at that point. I'm like,
Right.
"This is a horrible thing." I didn't fully understand why, but I just was like, "No, I don't think that's a good thing."
No. No. It's turning it into just a straight up 7A loan. It's taking out it takes out the forgiveness of it. You're not going to get it forgiven, which I think it
It
should
may
be
be harder
forgive.
to be approved as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It would not be forgivable. And that's what we're fighting for because this loan, we got to realize when we're taking a loan here, this is not like we're begging to take a loan that we got to pay back. when
Right.
really I don't think it should have to be paid back. I personally don't, and that would be probably another, fight going on
Right.
for another day. Right now, we just give us the money. We'll work on that later. And but yeah, you're right. That's not a good thing.
That's
That
what the SBA shared with her. They painted the picture to her, like it's going to be a good thing for small businesses. So she was like, right, that'd be a great thing, right? I said, no, Danny, I don't think it's
it's a
going to be a good
traditional
thing at
loan.
all.
Yeah, it would go to a traditional loan. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom, the only thing keeping this forgivable right now is that it's an idle COVID-19 loan. Then it's forgivable because it's COVID-19. Certain stipulations with COVID-19 can be forgivable. But if you
Right.
go to a traditional loan, 7A loan, 504, I believe it is, loan, it's not forgivable. It's not. They're going through other lenders. They can't forgive it. They're not going to, at least, So,
She's
but
like,
so
yeah,
that,
like the PPP. And I'm like, that was a nightmare for me. I told you my story,
yeah,
how it didn't work out for me. So I'm just like, no, I was denied by so many before PayPal picked me up because I didn't have 4 quarters
right.
of PayPal. I had 3. So,
Yeah, they got that one wrong too. But
and were you able to put the story in the link description as well from Yahoo if they didn't see it?
oh, the story from Yahoo? No, I did not put that in there. I can do that after this for the people who go back and watch it. I wonder if I can get that story up here. Oh no, I don't have a link to that. But yeah, if you all go to Yahoo, I'll put a link in that after I'm done
Yes,
this, so you
ran
guys can.
yesterday, right? Yahoo Finance. Yeah,
Yahoo Finance, yeah, it was Yahoo Finance, the one you texted me, right?
right.
Yeah, and Dunham actually even messaged me with it too. He said, "Look, Yahoo Finance." He didn't know it was you.
Oh,
He's like, "Look, Yahoo Finance," and I said, "You know who that is? That's
Joseph Dreamhouse.
Fran. That's Fran." He's like, "Who's Fran?" I was like, "Fran. She knows you. You should know her." But yeah, and hopefully all this publicity that if you got on Yahoo and you're going to go back on Yahoo, are they going to do
Yeah,
another
no,
inter?
it's gonna be a live show on Thursday.
Oh, good, good. Hopefully it'll get more.
Traction.
Yeah,
I just want the senators and the Congress people to do their jobs. I helped vote you in.
yeah,
At least come on my behalf, on the people's behalf,
yep,
that the community that we're serving, okay, that makes your state not look bad because I'm not sending somebody else to the unemployment line.
right,
Come and do something. Make that phone call.
yeah.
know, do what you were voted to, put in there for.
Do your job.
Yes, do your job.
Do your job. We're
Bottom
doing
line.
ours. We're doing ours above and beyond. So we need them to do theirs a little bit more.
Bottom line.
A little better. So, all right, honey, I'm going to let you go.
All right. Thank you so much.
You have a blessed day, and I want to thank everybody out there for watching, and shout out to Joseph Dreamhouse right now, and what she's doing. We just we're thankful for you. We appreciate you.
Thank you. And I
We
thank
do.
everyone for, taking their time out of their day to listen to us,
Yeah,
because it's a real story and it just needs to be said.
yep. And we're gonna work on getting that loan for you too as well. We're gonna be pitching in. We'll do a couple videos about it and maybe do some crazy phone calls to the senators with everybody getting together and just bombarding them and getting this thing right. You know how we do it.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right, honey.
Thank you.
Well, you have a blessed day, and thanks again, everybody, for
I love
watching.
you. I like Jason. Jason, I like you, but I love speed. Sorry.
All right, I'll take that. Thanks, sister. You have a
All right,
blessed
bye-bye.
weekend, honey. Bye
Be
bye.
blessed. Bye.
See if I can get this up. Hey, okay, so everybody, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope everybody got to understand and see who Joseph Dreamhouse was. This is the real deal. This is how it goes. I am going to leave the links in the description boxes below. You guys can share this on Twitter and get her story out there for everybody. Elizabeth and Kurt, thank you. It was good to see you. I can now see the chat. Now I can see the chat. Rachel Phillips, good to see you. Dennis DuPont, what's up? Let me give everybody a shout out here. Susan Sayer, Brenda Nixon, what's up? Susan Sayer, LG22. Susan Sayer, RLG22. You guys were having, hey, Cherokee's out there. What's up, Cherokee? Good to see you. If you're still here, I don't know. I'm scrolling pretty high, but keep the fight. We got this going. Jerky keeping it for themselves. Bonuses. Samir, it's good to see you. The greatest of these is love. Good to see you. The Lynch, thank you for watching. Terry Alexander. LPS Girl Manning. Victoria Chanel. Jeff B. RD. I'm not skipping anybody. RD. Renee P. OOQ. O1Q2. Black Moon. Greatest of these is love. Richard Phillips. Matthew Cross. Terry Alexander. Latrice Mocha Cappuccino. Company of Eagles. Once again, shout out to you. Latrice Mocha Cappuccino. Matthew Cross. It's good to see you guys. I'm glad you all got to make it here today. Angelo Banks said hello. I called tier 2 and spoke tier 2 representative. She stated the reconsideration and my target advance is still processing. Okay, that's a good thing. At least it's in process. Schwack's brand. Political unions. First time I heard put it that way. Thanks for watching Political Unions. I'm going to, how long have I been on? We've been on for a while. I want to thank everybody here for watching. I hope you can get that information. Everybody with the Joseph Dreamhouse, I would really encourage you to support her organization. It's amazing. She's an amazing person. And I just want to say thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, and no matter what, keep the faith. Keep your faith out there. And we're going to keep speaking. # speak things into existence here. We're all going to get that 10K. I am needing that 10K. I don't know about you. I'm kind of needing it. There's a lot of you out there that need the 10K that have been we've been thrown to the side because of the policy map. We got to get that policy map removed. Now is the perfect time to click that like and subscribe button. And thank you for watching Speak and See. Click that like and sub if you haven't.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Yeah.
Okay, there. I'm sorry, I was having a little bit of technical difficulty there. Guys, I want to again thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe. Shout out to Jason McElhone, Robert Dunham. Thank you so much, brother, for all you're doing as well. Elaine, thank you as well. Everybody out there, I'm very appreciative of your support with this channel. Keep the faith. As I said, the lines are getting shorter now for your advances and your loans to be coming in. There's a lot more employees that the SBA is using. Joseph Dreamhouse, as she said, she got declined last night. We're going to hope that that goes through quickly for her reconsideration. But if you sometimes, guys, if you get declined, sometimes that can be a good thing because it gives the SBA a clean slate to go back into a reconsideration and just give them a piece of paper. Sometimes they decline you. It's weird that they do it, but they move you forward or move you back to go forward. And it happened to me. I got declined and wasn't that much longer, a month and a half later, where I got my loan. But they had to decline me in order for me to refile so that they could start afresh. It's weird how they did it. Don't understand it. And that's probably like the way they like to keep us, not understanding it completely, but you know how it goes. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and somebody say, hey, I want my 10K. Somebody, because I do.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Yeah.
Somebody say, hey, we want a 10K.
Yeah.
Hey, we want a 10K.
Yeah.
Hey, we want Thank you, Sharon Shaw. Bless Beyond. Charles Tucker. Gifty Sine. Tina Lynch. And my friends, we like to play this game. Some call us annoying, but we think it's a shame. All fine time. Chura. Go live and get with the House and Senate on the phone and online. Chura, I was declined for unverifiable information. Feel like we're stuck on Bill S513. You'll say you're out of luck, but I think that it's time that they hear our voice and then we say it it's our choice. We say, hey, we want 10K. Got it? We got it. Over 50,000 phone calls, even more emails. Speaking seats, subscribe, but shows us how to prevail.
Come on.
They never stopped or doubted, even went to DC. Said speak, go to the White House and the Capitol, please. It got kicked off the doorstep of the senator, but it only fueled the fire, made us fight even more.
Yeah.
Now, 8 months later, closing in on holiday, we can say with confidence we got our 10K.